Thymesia is a brand new dark action RPG, a Souls-like action RPG that is seemingly gaining a little bit of interest day by day. I had heard about this game a couple months ago, and there wasn't a ton of buzz around it, but I feel like as we are getting very close to its release, there is quite a bit of anticipation around the game, and anecdotally speaking to a couple people, it seems like this is one of those games in August that they are very excited to check out. And in this video, I want to take a look at some things that you should know about the game before you spend your $30 on it. I want to take you guys to the official website where there's a plethora of information around the game, and obviously Thymesia is targeted for those of you that are a fan of Souls-like titles, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and that's iterated right away in the description page. For fans of games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne comes Thymesia, a dark, challenging Souls-like action RPG where the plague is your weapon, and that is probably the most integral and interesting element of the game that we'll talk a little bit more about later. It continues: when a once thriving kingdom is infested by terrifying monsters, it's up to the mysterious character known only as Corvus to find out why. Corvus is a code name, and his mysteries will be unveiled throughout the game. Wielding the power of disease as a weapon, Corvus must fight his way through the dark and desolate kingdom while trying to recover his lost memories along the way. The story actually has quite a bit of depth to it. It notes times were dark, the plague and copious other diseases swept through the world. Countries exhausted method after method to try and rid their land of disease, but to no avail. One kingdom, however, found success in wielding the power of alchemy to produce antibodies. The kingdom used the antibodies to strengthen their soldiers by making them immune to disease and enhancing their natural abilities. It wasn't before long that the kingdom became known as the most powerful in the world. Decades later, an attempt was made to try and neutralize the use of alchemy in the kingdom, but it had detrimental consequences, and all of the kingdom's soldiers mutated into horrifying monsters. The kingdom was in chaos, and monsters roamed the kingdom, destroying anything in their path. It's now up to the main character, Corvus, to find out what happened, but he has lost his memory. The truth can only be pieced together from his memories, which he'll have to recover while trying to hack and slash his way through a world infested with monsters. So there's actually quite a compelling backdrop around the game and its story, and I'm interested to see where it ultimately goes. And of course, as I mentioned at the top, the plague weapon system is probably one of the most unique elements of the game. So you're gonna fight these various enemies throughout the game of different shapes, sizes, and difficulty, and all of them have a plague attached to them, and you'll be able to steal diseases from the horrifying enemies you encounter and use these as your weapon. They are going to be varied abilities, and the power of disease is the only way you'll make it out alive in the plague-ridden, desolate kingdom, so make sure you wield them wisely. Now, this plague weapon system has quite a bit of depth to it. Plague weapons are at the heart of the game. Again, each enemy has a plague weapon with different functionalities. Some can knock back other enemies, some can end up healing you, and some can even let you jump. Corvus can steal the enemy's plague weapons and use them against them. There are some drawbacks, though. Corvus has to charge his claw to reave a plague weapon, and that'll allow him to utilize it against his enemies. But be wary, the fact is, to charge up your claw, that's going to take a little bit of time and you will be vulnerable, so staggering your enemy first is probably the best route to go. And also be mindful of the fact that reaved plague weapons are a one-time use only. So you'll have to use your plague weapons very conservatively. However, also, Corvus can obtain skill shards by defeating enemies, and that'll allow you to unlock permanent plague weapons, and then you can equip them, and these do not disappear, however, do drain energy, and that is obtained from defeating enemies as well. So the balancing and utilization of all of the different plague weapons is going to be something up to the player and going to be one of the key elements of the game. Outside of plague weapons, Corvus has other abilities. You can become the Raven, morph into your own Raven form, and devastate your enemies during battle with feathers as sharp as a dagger and movement swift as an arrow. The power of the Raven is not to be underestimated, so utilize it wisely and play your own way. Customize and enhance your basic movements and plague weapons to create your own unique playstyle. Prepare for upcoming battles and challenges in your own way, and customization really does seem to be at the heart of the game. And throughout the game, you'll have to recover your memories and piece together the past of Corvus and where he came from and what's going on with the kingdom. Unearth your memories by completing challenges and adventures and stitch them together to uncover the real truth behind the game's story. As a final note, I do want to note some key features coming from Team 17, and they highlight a couple of specific points. Again, weaponizing the diseases. As Corvus, players can seize diseases from enemies and wield them as deadly weapons. This is the plague weapon system. Engaging combat, players will need to use their entire arsenal to avoid death. Dodging attacks and parrying at precisely the right time will be instrumental to survival. A dark and deadly world with a sinister and gloomy backdrop. Thymesia oozes character through its environment and setting. Unforgiving enemies corrupted by the plague and mutated into monsters. The enemies are twisted and incredibly hostile, challenging players at every turn. And ultimately, you'll have quite a bit of replayability. The ability to customize Corvus and try different builds coupled with the multiple different endings available means no two playthroughs are ever the same, and you're gonna be wanting to go through this game multiple times. Thymesia is coming to a plethora of different platforms. It'll be on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. It'll also be on the Nintendo Switch in the form of a cloud version, and of course, it'll be available on PC via Steam. I believe the game is going to be priced at $30. Target notes $30 for the physical copy of the game. Maybe the digital price will be a little bit different, but nonetheless, expect to pay around that price point. If you're a fan of darker horror Souls-like action RPGs, this is definitely one to have on your radar. Thymesia is seeing its official release on August 18th. Wanted to go over some details of the game, and especially because, you know, at this latter portion of August, game releases are going to pick up. I feel like this is one that's going a bit under the radar, but also picking up some steam, but wanted to bring it to the forefront on this channel. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.